Something happened to Margaret on a Tuesday morning. She was walking down the hallway she had walked 10,000 times before. She knew every inch of that house. And still, she fell. No obstacle, no sudden dizziness, nothing. Just the floor, rushing up without warning. Her balance, her doctors later discovered, had been quietly failing for months. Not because of her legs, not because of her ears, because of her eyes. And here's the part that will stop you cold. Her prescription was only slightly off. Not wrong enough to make reading hard. Not wrong enough to trigger a visit to the optometrist. Just slightly off. That fractional gap, between close enough and working precisely, turned out to be the difference between standing and falling. Here's what nobody in her life had ever told her. Your eyes are responsible for up to 70% of your brain's real-time balance information. 70%. And that number climbs even higher after age 70, when your other two balance systems begin to slow down. So, if you are over 65 and your vision has changed even slightly in the past year, stay with me. By the end of this video, you will understand the exact mechanism linking your eyesight to your balance, the specific danger zones in your home, and the exercises used by balance specialists to fix this. Starting tonight, most people think of balance as a leg problem. It is not. Your body runs a three-part balance system simultaneously, every second of every day. The first input comes from your vestibular system, the fluid-filled canals in your inner ear that detect head movement and gravity. The second comes from your proprioceptive sensors, tiny pressure receptors in your feet, ankles, and joints that tell your brain where your body is in space. And the third, that is your visual system. And here's the fact that changes everything. Your visual system is not the smallest of these three inputs. It is the largest. In a healthy adult, vision provides between 60 and 70% of the brain's total balance information. In older adults, as the inner ear and joint sensors lose their edge, your brain compensates by relying on your eyes even more, sometimes up to 80%. Your eyes are not just helping, they are leading. They are in charge. Your visual cortex is constantly constructing a real-time, three-dimensional map of the space around you, measuring distances, predicting where the floor will be, estimating the height of the next step, identifying the edge of every surface ahead. Your feet are simply executing the orders that map produces. When the map is precise, your balance is rock solid. When the map has even minor errors, when depth looks slightly wrong, or a shadow gets mistaken for a step down, your body acts on incorrect information. Incorrect information, in the physical world, produces falls. But here's the part most people miss entirely. The map does not fail suddenly. It degrades slowly, invisibly, over months and years, until something goes wrong, and then it feels like it happened all at once. After age 70, nearly every measurable dimension of your vision changes simultaneously. Not dramatically, and that is exactly the problem. The changes are subtle enough that most people adapt without realizing they have lost something important. Your contrast sensitivity, your ability to distinguish between two adjacent shades that are close in color, decreases by roughly 20 to 30% compared to your younger years. Contrast sensitivity sounds like a technical concept. In the real world, it is the difference between seeing the edge of a stairstep and not seeing it. Your depth perception becomes less reliable. Your lens stiffens and takes longer to shift focus from near to far, meaning that moment when your eyes move from looking at your feet to scanning the room ahead introduces a processing lag. Your brain is updating its spatial map with data that is already half a second old. Your peripheral vision, the wide, soft focus field surrounding your central target, begins to narrow inward. Balance depends heavily on peripheral vision. It is your peripheral field that detects subtle environmental movements, catches early warning signals of an uneven surface, and gives your body the fraction of a second head start it needs to pre-adjust. Narrow that field, and you are navigating with tunnel vision in a world that demands wide awareness. And then there is one change almost nobody discusses. Your ability to judge surface angles slows down measurably. Standing on a slightly tilted floor or a sloped walkway, your brain takes longer to calculate the incline and command the correct muscle response. You may feel it as a brief wobble. You may not feel it at all, but your body is compensating. And some days, the compensation arrives a fraction too late. The good news is that these changes are not irreversible. But first, you need to understand the trap that catches nearly everyone, and it starts with your prescription. Here is the single most actionable piece of information in this entire video. Your glasses prescription, the one you may have been wearing for 2 years without noticing much change, might be quietly undermining your balance right now. Not obviously wrong. Not unable to read the sign wrong. Just fractionally off. A quarter of a diopter? Half a diopter? In terms of reading a book, those numbers barely register. In terms of your balance system, they matter enormously. Your balance system does not use your central vision, the crisp, focused center of your visual field that you use for reading. It uses your peripheral and mid-range vision to continuously map the space around you. That peripheral vision is exquisitely sensitive to subtle optical errors. When your prescription drifts, your brain receives a visual map that is consistently slightly wrong. Distances are misjudged by inches, ground planes shift subtly, depth cues arrive with errors embedded in them. Over weeks and months, your brain begins second-guessing its own balance signals. That second-guessing increases your reaction time, and increased reaction time is the core mechanism behind the majority of senior falls. Now add progressive lenses or bifocals into this picture. The lower reading segment of a bifocal lens creates a ground plane distortion when you glance downward. The exact moment you look toward your feet while descending stairs, your eyes are looking through a lens that misrepresents depth and distance. Research from fall prevention clinics has documented this directly. Patients who switched to single-vision distance glasses for stair use alone showed measurable reductions in near-miss incidents within 30 days. Your optometrist may not raise this topic. Tell them you are concerned about balance. Ask specifically whether your current lenses are optimized for walking safely, not just reading clearly. That one conversation could protect you from an injury that changes everything. You have probably been told to put non-slip mats in the bathroom and grab bars in the shower. That advice is not wrong, but it addresses only the surface of the problem. The most dangerous moments in your home are not the ones involving wet floors. They are the ones involving light transitions, moments when your eyes are asked to rapidly adjust from one lighting environment to another, and simply cannot do it fast enough. Danger Zone 1 is the path between your bedroom and your bathroom at night. At age 25, your eyes adapt to a change in light level in about 60 to 90 seconds. By age 70, full dark adaptation, adjusting from even modest light to dim, can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. So when you wake at 2 a.m. and step from your dark bedroom into a lit hallway, your visual balance system is running on near-zero accurate data for several critical minutes. That is the window when the majority of nighttime falls occur. Danger Zone 2 is your stairs, specifically the top and bottom steps. These two steps account for a disproportionate share of stair-related falls in adults over 65. The reason is visual. Lighting is worst at the top and bottom landings, and similar colored risers with worn carpet make step edges invisible to a brain processing degraded contrast information. Your foot lifts 3 centimeters less than it should, catches the edge, and your weight is already committed forward before your muscles can respond. Danger Zone 3 surprises almost everyone. Floor transitions, every doorway where carpet meets tile, or one floor surface meets another. That slight lip is invisible at low contrast. And because you cross these transitions dozens of times daily, the cumulative exposure to that micro-risk adds up. Understanding these zones is step 1. What comes next will actually change them. Balance specialists. Physical therapists who work exclusively in fall prevention use a category of exercises called vestibulo-ocular training. These exercises target the precise neural pathways linking your eyes to your balance system. They require no equipment, no gym, no prior fitness level, and the research behind them is solid. The first and most important exercise is gaze stabilization. Sit or stand comfortably and focus your eyes on a fixed point directly in front of you. A light switch, a corner, any small target on the wall. Hold that gaze absolutely steady and slowly rotate your head side to side, as if saying no in slow motion. Do not move your eyes. Move only your head. Keep that fixed point in sharp focus throughout the movement. Continue for 60 seconds. Rest. Repeat twice daily. What this exercise does is sharpen the vestibulo-ocular reflex, the automatic neural connection between your inner ear's motion signals and your eye's stabilizing response. When this reflex is well trained, Your visual field stays stable and clear even as your head moves during walking. When it is weak, your visual field blurs with every step, producing the lagging, uncertain map your balance system has been working with. The second exercise is near-far focus alternation. Hold your right thumb approximately 12 inches from your nose. Focus clearly on it for 5 seconds. Then shift your gaze to a fixed object roughly 15 to 20 feet away and hold focus there for 5 seconds. Alternate for 20 repetitions per session. This retrains the accommodative speed of your lens, the quickness with which your eyes shift focal distances, so your brain updates its spatial map faster during movement. The third is peripheral awareness. Walk slowly down a safe hallway. Keep your gaze level and straight ahead. Do not look at your feet, and consciously identify objects appearing in your side vision on both sides simultaneously. It sounds straightforward. It is surprisingly demanding. With practice, it actively expands the useful width of your peripheral field, feeding your balance system more complete environmental data with every single step. Start with gaze stabilization this week. Add the others over the following 2 weeks. Now let's talk about the fastest change you can make today. One that costs under $20 and requires no exercises, no appointments, and no recovery time. Replace bulbs in your hallway, bathroom, and stair areas with bulbs rated at 800 lumens or higher. Standard household bulbs often run between 450 and 600 lumens, insufficient contrast for aging vision to reliably distinguish step edges and floor transitions. High-lumen bulbs in these critical zones give your visual balance system the contrast data it needs to make accurate real-time calculations. The second change, install night lights at floor height, not outlet height, at floor height, along the path from your bedroom to your bathroom. These create a guided visual reference at exactly the level your gaze falls when you are navigating carefully in near darkness. They do not need to be bright. They need to be positioned where your eyes naturally look when your balance system is actively engaged. The third change, and this is the one most people overlook, is to eliminate single bright light sources in otherwise dim rooms. One lamp in a dark room creates glare, which actively degrades contrast sensitivity in the surrounding area. Multiple lower-intensity sources distributed evenly throughout a room produce dramatically better visual balance conditions. These 3 changes can transform your home into an environment where your eyes have what they actually need to keep your body safe. And paired with the exercises from the previous section, they address the problem at every level: neurological training, optical precision, and environmental design working together. You came into this video thinking balance was a leg problem. Now you know the truth. Your eyes are the primary engineers of your equilibrium, and after 70, they need the right tools, the right training, and the right environment to do that job well. The 70% rule. The prescription trap. The 3 danger zones. Gaze stabilization. The lighting overhaul. These are not complicated interventions. They are specific, targeted, and grounded in how balance actually works. Start tonight. Check the lighting on your path to the bathroom. Book an eye exam and tell your optometrist that balance, not reading, is your priority this year. Begin gaze stabilization tomorrow morning. 1 minute. Twice a day. These steps compound. Each one reduces your risk. Together, they dramatically shift the odds in your favor. If this video helped you, please share it with someone over 65 who needs this information. A parent, a neighbor, a friend. This knowledge can protect someone you love. And if you want more content like this, practical, science-backed strategies for staying strong, steady, and independent well into your later years, hit that subscribe button now. New videos every week. Your independence is worth protecting. We will be here every step of the way.